Hi guys, this is Kitty Gaming here. Welcome to my top 10 frustrating gym leaders. What I took for consideration is mostly the gym leaders themselves and not so much the gym or the maze for getting to them. This is really just a practice top 10. I was just testing the editing and things like that. Plus I want to do a top 10 video in a very long time. This is all opinion based, so of course you're not going to see many gym leaders that I have fought against before, but I did try to include at least one. So I hope you enjoy this and thank you so much for watching. Number 10. Misty. There's no real reason for Misty to be on this list, but in the first generation, she was really tough, at least for me. There's no reason for her to be. You get Bulbasaur as a starter is an option. In Yellow, you could get a Pikachu. There's Paris in Mountain Moon, and even then, you still have an Otis and a Bellsprout. So there's no real reason for her to be on this list, except that as a kid, I always had the worst problem defeating her. I suppose it's just because I never really had Grass-type Pokemon on my team, and I went in there just with whatever I had, was usually weak against water, like Geodude, Charmander, and then I just took a level 12 Otis or Bellsprout, and I hope that will win against that level 21 Starmie. Need to say that was not a very smart tactic, and I frequently lost, so that's why Misty is an honorable mention on this list. Number 9. Wulfric. I never played the 6th generation game, but looking at his team, I can tell he's a very frustrating gym leader. First he has a Battle Snow with Snow Warning, sets up Hail, annoying. Then he has Croconal, which sets up Hail, can confuse you, and is really specially defensive, annoying. If you get those two down, you still have Avalok, hope I'm saying that right, which is really physically defensive, and a Gyro Ball, which is good because it's low, Crunch, Curse, and Avalanche. No matter what you're going there, you're gonna have to deal with both special defense and a physically defensive Pokemon, so there's no real one solution to it. And there's also Hail and Confuse Ray, like I said. Even having never battled him, he already frustrates me. Number 8. Sharon, the man who has ended many Nuzlocke way too early. He is trainer of normal type Pokemon, so for the first team you would expect him to be a big threat. Plus the team is really easy, and not the same maze as for example Volkner. Though the problem isn't really his team, it's quite easy and his size level is only 14 even in the challenge mode. The problem comes for the availability of fighting types. If you do choose to train a bit happy, you have to wait until level 17, which is both way over leveled and also is going to take a really long time. You do have one fighting type you can catch, but it's only available in the farm, it's very rare, and you're unlikely to get it in a log. If you're not doing one, it's going to take a really long time to get one. You're provided with a few X centers to make the battle a little bit easy. But you're going with a log with an item restriction, that's not really an option. So no matter what you do, you're going to end up with a lot of frustration and quite a bit of hair pulling. Number 7. Clay. Clay trains ground-type Pokemon and is the first team leader in the Innova region. His team mostly isn't quite that strong, but his last one, Excadrill, is very strong. When I'm doing an Nuzlocke in the Innova region, he's the team leader that usually makes me think this is the end. I don't normally have a good counter against his team, but for some reason I always manage to get through him. I don't think I ever lost against him, but he's just one of those team leaders that always has me thinking I can't win. I've lost, even before even getting through him. I don't know why, but for some reason that really frustrates me, even if he's just strong, but he might as well be the last gym leader because he is very strong. Number 6. Alyssa. Let's move away from the gym leader that annoys me just because he's so strong, and also one that has many reasons to annoy anyone that battles her. Her two first Pokemon are Emolga, immune to ground types, which normally is what I use to counter Electric. Her third one, Substrike, has a fight type move, so going in there with a grass type move for resistance is quite pointless, as all of them can counter it. Even if you go in there with one rock type and one ground type, you still have trouble because he has Vultures and uses it quite frequently between the two Emolgas. Even if you have the perfect Pokemon to counter her, I can easily defeat her, she is still gonna manage to annoy you no matter what you do. Number 5. Buxy. If you only challenge Buxy in the 4th generation, I understand why I confused to see him so high up on my list. But if you ever play the 2nd generation, you can understand my logic of putting him in the 5th place on this list. The key difference between the 2nd generation Buxy and the 4th generation Buxy is while U-turn was the signature move in the 4th generation, in 2nd generation it was Fury Cutter. On the surface it sounds quite simple, it's very easy to take him out in one hit, and yeah, you could defeat him. But the problem is you could rarely defeat him in the first turn, and he's quite speedy. If you got Fury Cutter going, it was basically impossible to defeat him, that made him very frustrating. Number 4. Cresselia. Cresselia makes it so high up noise for a similar reason as Clay and as Sarah, it's just hard to counter him. Cresselia's 3 Pokemon are Gyarados, part flying, Quagsire, part ground, and a Floater with an ice type move. So you can't go in there with just a grass type or just a electric type. And that was probably unfair of me to put Cresselia so high on my list. When he says a gym leader that's really tough, and that's kind of what gym leaders are about. For some reason, when I think of frustrating gym leaders, he's just the first one that pops into my head. So that's why I have to place him here. Number 3. Morty. There are 3 main reasons why Morty makes it so high up on my list. The first one is that even though Misty have been introduced by the second generation, his team only includes Pokemon of the Ghastly family. Frustrating. Even the trainers in his team only have Ghastly or Hunter on their teams. The second reason why he is so frustrated is that although he's the 4th gym leader, you still don't encounter any dark types by the time you make it to him, so having a good counter against his team is very hard. 2 reasons I mentioned before are reason why he's frustrating, but the third one is the reason why he's so high on my list. 2 of his 4 members know Hypnosis, a move that has 60 accuracy and so biologically should miss quite a lot. But for some reason, whenever he uses it, it never misses. So he has teammates to back that up, and it just makes for a very annoying team. If that's not a reason to put him on the 3rd spot, I don't know what is. Number 2. Whitney. Miltank. Whitney is usually selected as the most frustrating gym leader. So who could possibly be more frustrating than her annoying Miltank? Well, number 1. Sabrina. What makes Sabrina more frustrating than Whitney is that with Whitney you can actually counter her if you have a good fighting type. But Sabrina in the 1st generation, you had nothing except your strongest member who usually wasn't very good against psychic type. What makes me say that? Well, on paper you're supposed to go up against him with either a bug type or a ghost type. The one ghost type in the game was also part poison. That was the same story with many other bug types, being also part poison. It's true, it wasn't impossible in the counter. You could get a Parasite with least life, 15 power, or you could get a Pinned Missile on a Jolteon, which was 25. That was the best counter you could have against her. It's known that the Psychic type was the strongest one in the game, and it's way OP, stronger than even Dragon types. So it makes sense that it would be one of the most frustrating trainers, the 1st generation Sabrina.